Keep rolling. What you laughing at?
Nothing.
Okay. You remember what it's called?
Delivered by God's grace.
Yep.
Ah!
Hey everybody. Welcome back to another video. Well, actually, it's not another video. This actually is episode 1 of the By God's Grace, and this is our weekly talk of after we get back from Bible study and basically the key points that stuck with us when we learned in the Word, and just to share their journey as we try to get closer to God. To be honest, so. I guess I don't know how you gonna do it. You want to talk about? I don't know. How was your day so far? You know, how was your day? You know, before we went to church. You know, the build up to it. To be honest, though, I'll say I kind of was ready to go to church this week. I don't know. I was just ready to get back into it.
Me too.
And to be honest, today was good. It was a good conversation. Sparked a lot of thoughts in my brain. And honestly, just still always have me self-reflect on myself, to be honest. So, what about you?
Today was good. It was actually weird, but it was good. It was like a good weird because this morning I got a good blessing, came into my bank account. Then work was good. No arguing, nobody, being weird or funny. Then Bible study was just amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you got a lot of notes. I know I wrote a lot. I don't know about you, but I know I wrote a lot.
I think I wrote more than you.
No, you didn't write. I don't know you wrote more than me now. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying?
Oh, even from last time.
See, last time that was in my phone. Like,
I wrote 3 pages last time. 1, 2, 3. No, 2. 1, 2. Oh wow, but I wrote front and back on both.
How much you read this time?
1, 2. I think it's 2. 2 right on front. Well, 3 almost. 2.5.
Okay.
2.5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You write near than me.
7. No, I don't. You write way more than me, to be honest. But I wrote a little bit more than you, but it was different things. You want to start from me? You want me to go first? I guess.
Yeah, you go first. Cause I ain't read all this, man. I ain't read. We gotta read all this.
No, just take about the key points of what you like. You know, what's sticking in your brain out of everything. Cause honestly, different things I wrote was like. Well, let me say this first and foremost. Like I would say that like you know what I'm saying. Like I wasn't really you know what I'm saying in the church as a child. So for me, you know, coming to God and coming to the church is obviously I have people in my family that was in the church, you know, really in it, like you know what I'm saying, really Christian and dedicated, but I wasn't raised like that. So for me coming to it, it was always like weird. I guess it was a weird feeling, like that pull, like a magnetic pull I felt, but then I didn't know what the feeling was, and I used to run from it a lot. Even now, even still saying it, still always make me feel weird, but like it's like a good feeling though. It's a good feeling of being weird, you know. It kind of is weird, but it's a good feeling because at the same time, you may think I'm not talking about it, but this has me bringing it up because it's like I always felt like outcast a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
And everything I did, like I always just like I don't know, like I never felt connected to the world a little bit. So bringing that to the point, like you know what I'm saying. One of the first things I even wrote down in my book is that Jesus came into the world to destroy the works of the devil. And honestly, that when the pastors did talk about that, I don't know, when the pastor did talk about that, like it brought me back to like a past memory when I was in high school. I think it was I think it was 12th grade, actually. It was my 12th grade year. And it might have been 11th or 12th grade, one of those grades. And I remember we was outside and it was talking, and I was just like, I wasn't meant to destroy this world. But, like, I don't know, but it wasn't me talking at that time. I'm thinking about it now. That really was just God speaking through me. And, like, because it's like, I don't know, as we got deeper into it, we were really like, nah, like the message was really crazy because I really started thinking about like,
I was ready to get up and shout.
Like, cause like you really think about like we are at the point in this time where we are promoting gambling on sites everywhere. We are promoting OnlyFans everywhere. Like, we're promoting the 20v1s. Like that's everywhere. Like, it's like the dark, like what is it called, like the what it used to be, like things that used to be hidden under the table that really wasn't like supposed to be shown to a lot of people is now being the first thing that people see, and that's showing the change and like how everything grow up. Because when we used to grow up, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember like even watching Family Guy used to be hard. Like you used to try to sneak to watch Family Guy as a kid. Like then like it was like, you know, the first as soon as the intro come on, like and the value. It's something that she would say. I forgot what is it? What is it?
Since today,
oh, you see, the violence in the movie, like this, sex on TV. Every time we used to hear sex, you like
No,
to go over it so that we didn't hear sex. So like now you think about now, like you think about it now, it's really just shows the change in the world and how everything is changing, and it's crazy to think that we came to a generation where this wasn't present, but now people are really being born into the generation where all this is present. So it really makes you think on how everything is changing, but people are not really seeing the change because they're like in chains. You know what I'm saying? But I guess you want me to keep going, or you want to give you a little one statement and want me to just keep going?
I mean, what I really got out of it is like you can't take everybody with you to heaven. Like it's God's grace, like transformed us. He saved us. You know.
Look at your notes. That's how you go in your mind. That's why you wrote your notes down.
Yeah, but I was trying to I don't know. It's like, because when I think about this, like, I don't know, God has been so good. Like, his blood still works. Time is ticking. Like, we're not put on this earth to be here forever. Like, we all gotta leave one day. So, who are we to judge? He's our judge. So, I don't know. It was so much I got out of it. But it was like at the same time, like, God, you have been so good. And now people just they don't understand. Like, they don't understand how God has been good. Like, we could be dead. He could have killed us. But we are yet still alive. So, I don't know. I just give God thanks for everything. Even the bad trials and tribulations. Like, I just thank him for everything that he has done and that he is doing. Yeah, I may not see it right now. We may not see it right now. But God is still working. And he's working miracles after miracles after miracles. And it's God's grace. Just like the pastor said today. God's grace. So, to God be the glory. I want to shout. I really, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Really. I don't know what else to say. Cause
I think we gotta talk about, because we've been, well, obviously, we didn't, well, you don't know actually, but you know, our next video should be one talking about Exodus, since we're reading that right now. And it was running one, like we heard like, oh, like when the pastor did bring up like, okay, Exodus.
Yeah, because we were reading
Exodus chapter 20, right? It was chapter 20.
1-17.
Yeah, and it was crazy. You know, obviously talking about the Ten Commandments, but like when I heard it, I don't know. I just got like that feeling where like history repeats itself in different forms, and just talk about like how everything happened, and you know, where the Jews is, you know, they started to reject Jesus, and they was supposed to be looking for him, but they didn't. They were doing the wrong thing, and you know, just to get free from being slaves, and then you still not choosing to, you know, live by the words, or really trying to seek God, and soon to be these false idols you start looking up to. It really just brought me back to like just black people now, like, you know what I'm saying, and to slavery, like, because you really still think about history repeats itself in different forms. You really gotta just think of like how we were free from slavery, the torment that everybody was facing, to like, you know what I'm saying, even when people come into the north, till that, you know, you could be a free man, you know, to have the free will to do more things, to have your freedom, to then, you know, the Jim Crow laws where, you know, you still isn't able to express yourself, and you still fighting battles, to get into where we are now, and then people still tend to not say that, like, God is good. And to not believe in it, and to be on a spiritual path, or just these different paths. And it's kind of crazy because, like, coming from a person that was like was claiming to be an OD spiritual, and like I honestly could say that, yo, most of the time is that a lot of people that are spiritual really are depressed, and they try to hide it by saying they're spiritual. And then you try to give a depiction,
like that.
And then you try to give yourself the own law by saying the universe is helping me. So you don't give God the credit, you give the universe the credit, because you don't want to just step on the one thing. Most likely because you don't want to be part of that crowd, or it's something that's in you that's trying to stop you, and that's like the devil just in your mind just telling you something. And I don't know, like for me, like when I just had an awakening one moment. I'm like, yo, this junk is evil. Like I just knew it was evil, because it was like when I started to move away, it's like, I don't know, it was something I heard, is like the devil will keep feeding you the lies, and once you start going against him and not doing what, you know what I'm saying, then he's gonna start attacking you. He's gonna try to make you weaker. He's gonna try to really have you really fight against yourself now. You're fighting against yourself, because you got no one you can look up to. You got no one you can go back to, because you put in where you're in this game alone. So it's like at a certain point, you gotta come back. Because it's like most people feel like, because this is coming from a house, but like, you know, there's a higher power. You just don't want to put a name on it, or you don't want to be. You just don't want to really fully submit. And like the thing is like, if you confess your sins and you're gonna be faithful, God's gonna forgive you. And that's literally just me looking at my notes, how crazy how things come back. And like, it's crazy now though, cause like one thing that really still stuck with me is that, like, yo, like, this probably gonna hit a lot of people with that. A lot of times, bro, you look at answers in every single book, you look at every single YouTube video. You probably read the richest. You probably didn't read the richest man of Babylon, because you didn't want to. You thought it was probably religious, so you started saying steer away from the richest man of Babylon. Yeah, I know you. You probably read. I know you didn't read it yet. I'm not talking to you. You probably read Rich Dad Poor Dad. You probably read, you know, How to Think and Grow Rich. You probably looked at all these influencers. You probably, you know, try to study Robert Kiyosaki. You probably try to do every single thing to try to see how you can make money. You probably attend these people webinars talking about money, but you never once in your life actually just pick up that book and actually started to read. But then you say you don't believe in God. You don't believe them, but you never even really fully read the Bible wholeheartedly. Just read it like just any other book, because you'll find out it's a lot of truth in it. And that's the thing that was for me is like, yo, like, I'm really telling my own story. This is my own testimony, to be honest. Like, I'm kidding you not. Like, I've read every other book except the Bible. Kid you not. And to be honest, yo, like, even when I, like, in Genesis, though, like, the Genesis really already spoke to me. So, like, I read Genesis and I already got spoken on a lot of things I was thinking, like, it's weird.
As soon as you read in the beginning.
Like, nah, like, it was really just about Egypt. Because it's like, you know, everybody's talking about, like, how was the pyramids made? It's very simple. Magic. It's in the Bible. Like, it's in the Bible. If you read it, and it's saying that Pharaoh had these people that use magic. It tells you how they were made, but they wasn't more powerful than God. So it tells
they
you
they wanted to be powerful than God.
They wanted to have their own idea.
They wanted to have their own wealth.
And I'm just talking. I know you got to still talk a little bit too.
Nah, I just be ready to tell the gospel. Be ready. I've learned you can't be a coward when it comes to God. Like, you have to come bold. And I don't know, I have to learn that, because everybody, like, every time I come across people, or even when I go to church, they always be like, Mona, you have a calling. You have a calling on your life. And I know I do. And I know certain things that I'm doing is not right. But by God's grace, like she said today, by God's grace, it's just by God's grace. Like, you just gotta be ready, because God, He's coming back, and when He does, I want Him to come and get me. Like, I want to be able to see my mom. I want to be able to see my aunt, my papa. I want to see everybody that He has taken, and be like, well done, my good and faithful servant. So I don't know what else to say, because everything that you talking about, I'm talking about it too. I don't know. Just, if you're ready to walk this journey, don't be afraid. Because yeah, it's gonna come with trials and tribulations. You're not gonna probably have friends no more. You're not gonna probably, some of your family members not even gonna want to be around you, or they might go against you sometimes. So it is what it is when you walking with God. So
I also want to say too, if you got anything you're trying to fight over, any addiction or any vices that's holding you back, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I did? Since I did this, I haven't smoked, because I feel like that was the only thing actually holding me back. Like, that was the thing, even when I first started, why I felt like I really couldn't step in. Like, I just knew, I don't know, it was like, I guess the Holy Ghost is already telling me exactly what I need to do, and I was just being wishy-washy in it, and I really wasn't stepping in. So, like, when I did post on Facebook that I was gonna stop smoking, and if anybody see me smoking, to take a picture and post it and call me a fraud, after I posted that, I just stood on my word. Because, like, I think it's really, like, when we